I'm from Lincolnshire, Illinois. It's about like 25-30 minutes north of Chicago. We're a big sports family. Actually, my favorite sport growing up was always basketball. My dad loves basketball as well, so all four of us played hoops growing up, and we always loved it. And our whole family, since my mom and dad went there, going to Spartan games, watching Spartan football every Saturday, it was just kind of a family thing that we were all blood green from the beginning.
Matt was more of a football, basketball, and really enjoyed basketball from the get-go. He was
always dribbling the ball, I think,
yeah,
just because
he's at the different games. He'd always, and I think I learned as a coach, as Matt came around and Anna, that it's all about dribbling. So he was always dribbling.
For a couple of weeks, here's Murphy back to let it go, and it's going to be intercepted by Michigan State. Jim Morrisey.
He played here at Michigan State from '81 to '84. He played, he started, I think, 3 years. He was team captain his senior year. So they had, great seasons, '81 to '84, and then he moved on to the NFL and played 9 years. So he had a very successful career here. We have a video, like a home video, of my entire family running out of Spartan Stadium. I don't know if I was probably 7 or 8 years old, and there's a video of my dad throwing me the ball in the end zone and saying touchdown. So I think that was probably the first memory.
Here they come. The Michigan State Spartans. Here they are.
He is well loved by his older siblings. Everyone he's just an easy kid to be around, and so everyone at home calls him Baby Matt. No matter how big or how old he gets, I think he's just always going to be.
They were like his protectors.
Yeah, exactly.
I played football from 2nd grade on, so it was always there. Just kind of always my second love in sports. Until I would say probably freshman, sophomore year. That's when I realized that, hey, I'm kind of good at football, and basketball kind of took a back seat, and I just kind of, saw how much my dad and my brother was playing at Boston College, and I just saw how much, they enjoyed the sport and, what it did for them. So I think that just really carried me into playing more football.
I grew up in Fayetteville, North Carolina, about 11 miles from Fort Bragg, North Carolina, in a segregated town and a segregated high school of about 500 kids. I played athletics at E. Smith High School. I was a 3-sport athlete there. Back when I was coming along, between elementary school and high school, there was no football. So I prided myself on being a good basketball player. I thought that was the direction I was going to go. And then when I went to high school, I played basketball and football and baseball. It was an all-star game, a shrine game for black players in North Carolina, called the East-West Shrine Game. And I was the most valuable player in that game. And the most valuable player trophy awarded was given by Cal Stoll, an assistant coach at Michigan State. Well, I was a quarterback, and during the time that I came up, there was no future for blacks playing quarterback. So I played it because it was in season, and I just happened to be good at it, good enough to be noticed by Cal Stoll. That was my first contact with Michigan State, and they recruited me as a quarterback and never made mention of the fact that I wouldn't be a quarterback, and I rode the wave all the way to East Lansing. Fortunately for me, during that time, freshmen wasn't eligible. So it gave me a chance, because I'd never been around white people before, never had white teammates or white instructors or professors. So it was a learning curve that I had to adjust to. And the fact that freshmen wasn't eligible and didn't play any games, just practice, that helped make that transition easier.
Behind the net, comes loose into the circle. Apap got it up to the point, not out.
No,
rock shot, goal, Ohio State. It trickled, absolutely trickled. It was tipped out in front and just barely got past Letherman on the right side. And the Buckeyes will win it by a final score of 4-3.
Tough way to end the season.
It's a little heartbreaking after that overtime loss to lose that way.
It wasn't a good feeling. It left a bitter taste for us. Have that in the back of our mind at the start of the season, how that feeling felt for us, and making sure it doesn't happen again and just getting back to work.
You know, there's a clock ticking on your time here, and it just puts that extra pressure on you to accomplish your goals that you want to accomplish while you're here.
You know, all summer we've been working our tails off, on the ice, off the ice.
You have to explain the why to them. You have to say, hey, we do this because this is where we want to get to. And I think when you have a championship culture or a championship type attitude, I think guys realize that. But what sometimes they have to be reminded of is not to back off. You know, being close is fine, but when you're close and you lose, you're still losing the game. And the other message was, hey, all the other teams are going to be working. You know, they're training in the off season, they're getting better, they're getting bigger, they're getting stronger, and that's up to us. And we have to do that, plus continue to get a little better.
And the freshmen have come in and they sort of got comfortable during the summer, sort of with all the guys.
We just tried to come in and meet all the guys and make connections as soon as possible, and definitely make strides in the weight room and get used to the pace on the ice and the speed and skill, obviously, and set a positive role for all of us going in and try to be as close as possible to form a pretty tight-knit team early on.
We know what's at stake here. I mean, we want to have a good year. We want to put Michigan State hockey back on the map. So, you know, no holds barred. Like, we're just going after it.
Morrisey with the three. Got it!
It was exciting for all of us. I mean, when Anna decided to come here, it was a great decision for her, because it was a decision that, you know, took school and basketball and brought them both together. She wanted a big school. She was so familiar with Michigan State. She loved Michigan State, so it was a perfect situation.
I mean, it was unbelievable. I knew that I would be able to go to a bunch of her games, and another reason to come to East Lansing, which I've always loved this place. So being able to watch one of your siblings play at your favorite school growing up is really unbelievable. And, you know, she just is such a hard worker. It's one thing that Anna has been, you know, just taught me since a young age. We used to play basketball against each other, you know, growing up. And, you know, she being 3 years older than me, it was never easy games growing up.
Matt, being, you know, the younger of Anna, kind of saw her recruitment, saw her involvement, saw her, you know, love of the school, and I think that really passed down to him.
I think Jim early on let the kids know this is their decision, this is their life. They have to fall in love with their, you know, we love our alma mater and it means a lot, but you want that same thing for your kids. You want them to fall in love with their school, be proud of it, support it always, and it needs to come from them. I think that's what makes it so special.
She was a senior when I was a freshman, so I would, you know, tell all my teammates, you know, we're going to the women's basketball game tonight, and we'd get 5 or 6 guys, and it was so fun. They were an incredible team. It helps, you know, have someone at the school that, you know, is family, and I just think that was the biggest part of me coming to MSU, just with the coaches and players, just the family atmosphere that it had. You know, really showed me that, you know, this is not just about football. This is about, you know, growing as a person, academically, socially, and athletically. So I think, you know, just the family atmosphere really helped me out to come here.
realized when Ebony magazine came out to do an article on me that I was the only black quarterback at a major university in the country. But the gravity of that when I was playing wasn't something that I dwelled on, that I thought about. I was just playing ball. And even though it was in the heights of the civil rights movement, my family inside of the university, the football family, was what I concentrated on. He took me and nurtured me. He made a big step, a courageous step, to play me at quarterback. I'll be forever indebted for him for that. But he told me it wasn't going to be easy. I couldn't be as good as the other players. I had to clearly be better, so there was no question in anybody's mind, and that he would handle the outside crowd, as he called it. He kept the negative letters and the name-calling incidents away from me as much as he could, and he endured the negative stuff. You do what you have to do. My dad told me when I left coming here, you made that decision. Don't worry about the horse being blind, just load the wagon. I just kept sawing wood. I had enough ability that would take care of it. That would speak for itself. It was just a matter of opportunity.
The guys that have worn the C before me, guys like Jim Slater, Torrey Krug, our two coaches, and Brad Fass and Chris Luongo. Obviously a huge honor, and I think most importantly, I wanted to make sure that the culture is still going in the right direction. It's something that has been a focus since my freshman year, is changing that culture back to where it needs to be around here. And that starts in the summer when the new guys got here. Us older guys really wanted to implement how we wanted things to be done around here. And it's really growing on that every day.
It's just a little bump right inside that circle. You know what I'm saying? Good block, baby. Way to be there. Yeah, good shit, Paps. Even if it's down to me quick and right back to you, or vice versa. Yeah.
I think it's something that I've learned a lot over the last couple of years, how to be a good leader. I think the most important thing for me, at least, is having the respect of my teammates, and you do that by building relationships. Sometimes it's not always something that needs to be said. Sometimes, a guy realizes he makes a mistake, and just making sure everyone's held accountable with that said. So I think everybody in our locker room knows that that's the mentality that, guys are going to be held to a certain standard, and if we keep that standard, then we will be successful as a team.
That goes D to D, then that guy in the dock can jump, right?
It depends now. It depends. Yeah, we're always going to jump.
Biggest thing with coaching is just teaching. I think that that's what it comes down to. You have to figure out not only the right things to teach the young men. You have to figure out how to relay that to them.
You're going to go up the wall. If a guy picks you, you stay with it. If the guy behind calls, and if not, you just close. Check down, zip it on that. If you take off and go up the wall, it's real easy to close, right? Stick on puck and you got nowhere to go.
We want to imply or impress upon them, what they need to know to be a better athlete individually, and also how that ties into us being better as a team. And we go out every day, and hopefully they learn something a little bit better and add something to their talent stack, and that's what we're looking at doing every day.
The compete level is very, very high. We've been playing against each other these past few weeks. Guys are anxious to play against other opponents, but yeah, guys have been battling and guys are fighting for spots, and I think it makes everyone better.
So there's good competition, and that's good every day. We push each other to get better, and same goes with the forwards up front. There's a lot of competition, and everyone's going as fast as they can, as hard as they can to try to make the lineup.
Northern and Cornell, for sure, going to be tough games for us to win, and I think those would be good tests for us early in the season, playing some high-ranked teams that have some expectations behind them.
We're going to be an exciting team this year, a team that works hard and plays the right way. Last year, we took a big step, and we're going to continue to build off that this year. And we're going to be giving up less goals, scoring more goals. Special teams improved. It's going to be an exciting year.
Family, 1, 2, 3. Family. 7 seconds to go in the 79th Cotton Bowl game. Steps back inside his 5. Throws it in the middle. It's intercepted. It's intercepted by Riley Bulla. It's all over.
I came in 2014. Obviously, it was unbelievable time for Michigan State football. So I just came in wanting to do my part, and that first year redshirting, it was scout team, and you line up every day going against Aaron Burbridge, Tony Lippett, and you're covering them. I think that really just helps out as a player, be able to grow so fast going against those guys every day. Moving on to 2015, my redshirt freshman year, obviously it was a special year for Michigan State. My main role was special teams, and it was just awesome being able to go out there and do my part again for the team.
Spartans coming after him. Bad snap. Bobble. Scooped up. Here come the Spartans. Down the sideline. Racing into the end zone.
Are you kidding me?
When it happened, we didn't really know the magnitude of it, and driving home on the bus, phones are blowing up, and the news stations are calling and everything like that, and you're just like, wow, this might be a little bit bigger than you thought. And for Jalen, to make that play, and Grayson also on the play, it was just awesome that those two guys are two of my best friends since I've been here. And just to be able to share that moment with them and being able to, beat those guys down the road at their place was something that, again, I'll cherish for the rest of my life.
Steps back to the 3-yard line.
Right here.
Throws to Brookins. He'll make the catch, but the Spartans catch him. Nice tackle by Matt Morrisey.
I'm a finance major, so in the business school, and it's been tough to be able to get in the business school, and all those classes, the finance classes, aren't easy. Just the hard work and being able to sit down and take time. I think people nowadays, when they're studying, whether it be football or school, they kind of talk about how much time they're spending and how much the quantity of their study hours. When I really think it's all about putting everything away, focusing for that small amount of time, and really taking in information, whether it be dissecting an offense or a balance sheet. I think either one really takes the time and the concentration. If you got to sit down and just being able to put in all that preparation early in the week, so that on Saturday you can just let loose, and it's just like second nature.
He definitely is an observer, and I think he does get that from Jim as far as the game is concerned. He observes the game and knows the game well. I can't.
He prides himself as someone that's gonna do the right thing in the right position at the right time. So he wants to be, and he's seen, again, seeing the older kids play.
Right.
He's been in and seen more situations. The more and more you see, the easier it is to react. So I think, as Amy said, he prides himself in doing the right thing and being in the right place at the right time.
He brings it every day. He's a Spartan legacy. He understands what being a Spartan is all about, and he is totally committed to this football team in every respect. And extremely unselfish guy, an outstanding student, and will be an extremely successful person once he leaves Michigan State.
What's up, little man?
People that come back, alumni, former players, they'll see your last name and be like, hey, you're related to Jim Morrisey. Is that your dad? Or, is your sister Anna Morrisey? And to say that that I've got a lot of family members here is really cool to me, and it shows that my family has done well here and has had great success. And I just think the Morrisey name, I hope will live on one day. Maybe my siblings' kids or my kids one day will come here, and there'll be some alumni talking about me one day, saying that that guy was a hard worker, he was a good player, he was a good guy. And I just think if I can get those compliments one day, that would mean everything to me.
After looking at that form throwing the ball, I really do like to thank you for selecting me. It's a tremendous honor. I'm beholden to my parents for having the trust and the faith in Jeffrey Daugherty and Michigan State during a very turbulent time in this country to allow me the opportunity to come and to get an education and to play athletics. As I think back on all of that, I could never imagine that one day I would be entering the Hall of Athletics at Michigan State University. I'm deeply humbled and very appreciative of the vision of Jeffrey Daugherty and President John Hanna for giving blacks in the segregated South an opportunity for an education and to play athletics at a major level. Words could not convey how deeply my gratitude goes for them and giving me the opportunity that ended up here.
You know, if you've ever read the book Ray of Light, you very quickly recognize the impact he's had, not just on Michigan State, but on college football in general. You know, coming from the South, you know, sort of crossing a lot of barriers to become the first African-American quarterback to win a national championship. And I think he was one of the true pioneers of college football. And if that's what he really means. You know, when you look at him, he was a quarterback, he was a leader. As a player here, I think he crossed a lot of thresholds and was a significant figure in Michigan State's history.
Duffy used to tell us all the time when I was here that if we took care of the things off the field and on the field that we were supposed to, that our names would be written in indelible ink, that it can't be erased or you can't wash it away, and we have endured. Michigan State is everything to me. It's my life. It's been my life for 50 plus years. I'll be forever indebted to Michigan State for allowing me to have the opportunity to play here and be a part of this university and the university structure, and I believe great.